Hello, Joss here, and today you are going to see me take my first solo flight. Now, a pilot's first solo is a very momentous occasion. No matter how many hours a pilot has flown, no matter whether you're a private pilot or a commercial pilot with tens of thousands of hours, you only ever have one first solo flight in your life. So to give some context as to what you're about to see, my instructor Lee had been playing with Snapchat in the previous couple of days and had discovered the gender swap filter on it. So when you take a picture of someone, this app on your phone does some trickery and changes that person's gender, and Lee had been taking pictures of himself and me a couple of days before. Now, thankfully, I don't have the picture to hand, so I'm going to spare you the horror of me looking like a lady.
Why do you have the head?
I was going to say, Joss is a good looking bird.
No, I'm not.
Ah, you are. Jess is good. I'd do Jess.
I'd do it, yeah.
I'd do Jess.
I look Jewish. Look at the schnoz.
Joss,
a beard on me.
Joss, I'd do you.
See, my phone's looking out.
Likewise, if you were a girl,
To do that.
to be fair.
No, I'm getting lunch.
It's Snapchat. It can you put these like filters. It changes everything.
Too.
Oh, I see.
Look.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Do it.
No.
Go on, Ron.
Yeah, do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Let's see if you look better as Gingerbird.
I look like Florence from Florence
Come on.
Machine, I reckon.
Come on, son. Get over here. Let's have a look. Do the curtains match the
That's me.
Yes, mate.
No. There we go. Let's see how much. Oh, I need to see it.
Oh, you look like Susan.
That is awful. You need to send me that.
Oh no.
That is terrible. You need to send me that.
Do me. Go on, I'll
Oh, jeez.
do with the beard, the bird of the beard.
Oh
Like the
man.
guy from Israel off Europe.
Of you and
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god. Save it.
We'll get you.
Yeah. We gotta have like a Highland Aviation.
Oh, thank you, Susan. That is terrifying. Save it. You need to send me it.
I'll send you that.
Get Peppy as well. Get Peppy.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with Peppy in a beard actually. Oh, Peppy. Peppy. Oh, that's amazing. Stunning.
Oh, hello.
Oh, you got there.
You got a pout and everything.
Pout
Oh
on.
wow. Save that. You never know, it might turn up as the
That is terrifying though. How he can do that.
What we should do is do one of everyone. Change
Yes,
everyone's
it's 2
photo
o'clock.
on the
2
website.
No.
That's what I said.
Yeah. April Fool's
Yeah,
Day.
20 minutes, 15 minutes before will be fine, yeah.
Right, I'm off.
So we've got Jess.
2 p.m. We look forward to seeing you then.
You got Jess. Lee's already Lee.
Bye-bye.
Giuseppina.
Just be there.
Susan.
Definitely Susan.
Yeah.
Terrifying, that is terrifying.
Right, Sam, you're up.
I just don't have any idea of that.
You come on.
I'm going to lunch.
Sounds a bit feminine already, so it might really be good.
So that was a much needed bit of banter and humour to take the edge off of the pressure that I was feeling at the time. Lee and I had spoken before about how I might be doing my first solo on this day, so it's something that I knew was coming. Now, I don't have any footage of what happened next, but Lee and I went out and flew for about 45 minutes together. I had already done a couple of lessons only flying circuits and doing touch and goes before today, so flying within the circuit was not new to me at this point. What I had to demonstrate is that I was able to fly a circuit completely by myself, without any intervention from my instructor. So what you can see just now is both of us in the plane just after those 45 minutes of flying together. Lee is just speaking with air traffic control to inform them that he's about to jump out of the plane and send me out for my first solo, which consists of just one single circuit. Now after that, he's also given me a little pep talk, just explaining that the plane will feel a little different to fly. It will feel easier to climb and a bit more agile when turning because now there's only one person in it. He also gave me confidence by reminding me that I had just performed about 5 circuits, including emergency landing techniques without any guidance by him. So he gives me a tap on the shoulder and then jumps out to send me on my way. So what happens first is the air traffic control send me to the opposite side of the north apron to do my power checks, rather than let me do them beside the main runway, which isn't something which usually happens, so that caught me off guard and certainly didn't help my nerves. power checks completed, I make my way down the short runway to holding point Foxtrot in readiness for departure off of runway 23. Now I had to wait a little bit for a good old Flybe-8 to take off ahead of me, so once that went past, I made my radio call saying that I was ready for departure. Now, whilst I knew I'd probably have to wait for takeoff due to the wake turbulence coming off of a bigger aircraft, air traffic control just told me to line up and wait, and I'm not going to lie, this was a horrible moment for me. Air traffic control in Inverness are fantastic, and normally they would say something like, line up and wait runway 23, just be aware there'll be a couple of minutes delay due to wake turbulence. Now that's nice and informative, and as a student pilot, that puts my mind at ease and helps me to understand what's going on. But today, on my first solo flight, I didn't get any information like that whatsoever. I guess the controller that day just got out of the wrong side of bed that morning, or he was being very strict and was only giving me the absolute bare minimum communication. Anyway, I'm told to line up and wait for what feels like an eternity before I'm cleared for takeoff. So long, in fact, that I almost start to panic, fearing that I've had a radio failure. So I'm going to leave this wait uncut, and what you'll do is you'll see me line up, and then after a while I'm going to start looking over at the tower and testing my radio, which is when my fears really started to kick in. Then finally I'm cleared for takeoff. And just like that, my first solo flight was over, and I felt so elated at this point. All of the tension from before the flight has completely disappeared, and as you saw, it was the most incredible day for flying as well. So after landing, I passed through the Foxtrot holding point, and then I stopped the aircraft to clean it up with some after landing checks before taxiing back into the flying school. There I'm met by Lee and a couple of colleagues and friends, and we all shook hands, we high-fived, we hugged, because we were allowed to do things like that back then. But there you have it for this video. So until the next time, thank you all very much for watching, take care out there, and I will catch you all later.